Hey, parents of with students in Fairfield Sassoon School District. My name is Leo, and I'm a parent here in the with kids in the school district. I'm also a vice president of the Solano Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and a business owner. Um, what I want to talk about is that for maybe a couple months now, I've been involved with Common Ground, right? Which is a group that create leaders in the community. And what we're doing right now as a community is we gathering parents that want us to step up and advocate for our kids. And for the last couple months, right, we've been trying to establish relationship with the school district. And one of those things, right, that we got to do as parents is to attend as many meetings as we can at the school or kids, or volunteer or participate in events at our school, or kids schools, to build the relationship with the staff in the school and sort of know better what's going on, right, and how we can help our kids. But also, it's important to participate at the meetings that the school district has, and typically there are meetings third Thursday of the month, the third Thursday of the month, and the best thing to do is go to the FSUSD website. FSUSD stands for Fairfield Sassoon's Unified School District. And in the website, right, you can go and search there when the meetings are gonna be, add it to your calendar to remind you. If you do that, you can check agenda notes and meeting agenda items, right? So that way you can have an idea of what they're gonna talk about prior to the meeting, so that if you have any thoughts you want to share in reference to one of those items, you can get prepared to talk about them. Or if you want to talk about any other items that is within the concern of the Fairfield Sassoon School District, you can do that as well and get ready, right? Even if what you're gonna talk about is not one of the items on the agenda, you can still do so. There's a section where they allow you to do that. All you have to do is fill out a green paper before the meeting starts, or during the meeting, pass it to the secretary there, and they're gonna let you know when you should be allowed to go and talk. So there was a lot of things that we're talking about today. The things I want to focus on is the thing that I'll be working right with the Common Ground and the parent leaders, is that participation on the local control and accountability plan, LCAP, which is basically, right, a business plan to put together for 3 years, so that they can report back to the state to let them know, okay, this is how we using the additional funding you give us. So the schools receive a basic funding which is approximately about 7,000 to 9,000 per kid as a basic funding, right? And that's per month. In addition to that, they get this LCAP additional funding that is specific to address specific needs, right? So, for example, this money cannot be used to cover the basic funding, for example, books or general meals and stuff like that, right? This specific funding is about 13 million per year. That how is that calculated depends how the economy is doing, and how the state of California will decide to fund that, right? If we want more money, obviously we have to go to Sacramento and do legislation as parents, right, to request more money for schools. But yeah, it's about 13 million right now, and that money has to be accounted for, and a plan has to be developed to propose to the state, okay, this is our priorities locally, and this is how we intend to use it. So obviously it makes sense, right? And they're not just gonna give you 13 million, don't have a plan on how to do it, what to do, what actions to take. Obviously, when it comes with big money like that, there needs to be a plan. So what's been happening is that the assistant supervisor, Dr. McCabe, and part of the staff of the district has been putting together stakeholder meetings, about 19, right, which I believe they participated. There has been about 400 to 500 individuals that participated, which consist of members in the community, parents, teachers, students. So all their different groups and people, right, formed those 400 to 500 people that participated on these meetings with the purpose and intention to vote on what are the items that most concerns us in about our school district. They have to fall within areas of priority that the state designates, like other students' outcomes, parent involvement, course access, implementation of common core state standards, basic services, school climate, student achievement, student engagement. And so, right, when the parents got together and vote, or when the stakeholders were asked to vote, they gather all this information and they put a list together, right, to select the top 5 priorities. And so they showed a slide here, which I took a picture of the top 5 priorities, and it come out to be number 1, the one that has the most vote, was social and emotional support, which has to do with things to, for example, right, provide social services, more social services to our kids, or provide more ability to more psychiatrics under school services, things like that. The one that has the second most votes was high quality staff and professional development. The one that has the third most votes was school climate, which has to do, obviously, things, for example, safety in their schools. There's a lot more things that fall under that, but that's one example that stands out. The fourth most votes was homeless and foster youth support, right? So more support to people are asking for more support to kids that are homeless and foster youth. And then number 5 is career and college readiness. So more programs to get our kids ready for their careers and college. So those were the top 5. Then now the school district has an idea where to focus on. Based on those 5, they're gonna write their goals for the next 3 years. Right now, their goals align pretty much to what the priorities are, but they may change some of those a little bit, just to give you a little bit of information on their goals. So goal number 1 for the district right now is create a safe environment, inclusive and welcoming learning environment where students attend and are connected to their school. So that has to do, for example, with things to the school climate, which is the third most votes, and perhaps homeless and foster youth support, the one that has the 4th most vote. Goal number 2 is engage parents, families, and community partners through education, communication, and collaboration to promote student success. Number 3 is refine and expand targeted intervention and support for students' academic, health, and social emotional development. And number 4 is execute high quality educational program and provide educational options to ensure every student graduates college and career ready. So now that they have an idea of where to focus on, what for their goals, right? Their goals. This is what's gonna happen next. I believe they have one more stakeholder meeting coming up in early February with the chamber. I imagine it's Fairfield School, Fairfield Chamber. And after that, right, they're gonna be done gathering all the data they need. So the next steps are in February, their board is gonna review potential changes to LCAP goals. Just like I mentioned, right, they have 4 goals right now. So the question is, do they need to revise those goals? Do they need to make changes based on the feedback they got from all the 19 stakeholder meetings? In February and March, they're going to identify actions, services, expenditure to address LCAP goals. Okay. And then after that, in April, they will submit a draft LCAP to Solano County Office of Education for review. So yeah, it's local control, right? Yet the Solano County Office of Education reviews it to ensure that it's aligned with what the state is asking the priority areas to be. May, there are school districts going to meet with District English Learning Advisory Committee, a parent advisory committee, to review draft of LCAP. And then in June, they're going to hold a public hearing during a regular scheduled board meeting. So as parents, right, it's important to keep that June meeting in mind, so that if if we want to if we have concerns based on their draft of LCAP, we can speak up on those public hearings. And then on the same month, on June, they're going to approve LCAP and submit to the Solano County Office of Education. If the Solano County of Education, for some reason, will reject some of those items, then the school district will have to come back, fix those rejects, present back to the board, right? If the boards approve it, then it goes back to the Solano County Office of Education, and if approved, then obviously they implement those steps. So that's about the LCAP process and update. If you have any questions, if you would like to get involved, right, with Common Ground, please contact me. But if you want to participate, you don't need to be a part of Common Ground. It's just, right, with numbers, the strength is in numbers. So if we can form a bigger community group, you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to be religious person or anything. All we ask is that we have the same goal, which is, right, a better environment for our kids, our public schools within the district. So if you are interested in being involved, right, we have a leaders meeting coming up on February 4 in Holy Spirit Church at 6 o'clock. That's the only information that I have right now. But if you're interested, if you want me to keep it posted, just simply text me or call me 707-410-0307. And again, my name is Leo. All right, thank you.